When I stepped inside, pulling my suitcase behind me, the stillness struck like a slap. It didn't feel like home. No soft melody drifting from the kitchen. No comforting scent of dinner in the air. No hurried steps, no warm arms around me. Only her, standing in the hallway, hands loosely interlaced like she'd practiced how to hold them, how to breathe, how to speak. "I need to tell you something," she said, voice too composed. Not flat, just worn down, like it had been smoothed out through countless rehearsals. I was still wearing the same rumpled shirt from my last meeting, tie loosened, brain fogged with fatigue. And yet, through the exhaustion, I could feel it. Something was off. Something in the walls, the air. Her expression had changed. "Okay." I set my bag down slowly. "What is it?" She didn't answer. Just turned and walked toward the living room like she was wading through thick water. I followed, chest tightening with every step. She took a seat at the far end of the couch, putting a stretch of empty cushion between us that somehow felt colder than the rest of the house. I stayed standing, arms hanging awkwardly at my sides. She didn't meet my eyes when she said it. "I've been seeing someone else." The words hit like a silent explosion, no sound, just force. My lungs compressed. The air turned heavy. I blinked, trying to process. They echoed inside me, disconnected and wrong. My mind scrambled for alternate meanings. Maybe she meant a therapist, a friend, someone from work. But then, her voice faltered, cracked slightly on the word someone, and that was it. The truth landed, sickening and real. A slow, searing heat crept up from my gut. Disbelief edged my voice sharper than I intended. "You're serious?" She gave a small nod, gaze fixed on a point past my shoulder. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she whispered. "I never meant for it to go anywhere. I didn't plan this." "Who is he?" I asked. Her mouth tightened. "His name's Mark. He works at the coffee shop near my office. I'd see him every morning. He remembered my order. Asked about my day. At first it was just nothing. Small talk. I can't even tell you when it stopped being innocent." I dropped onto the couch, elbows resting on my knees, trying to keep my hands from shaking. My chest ached, every breath shallow and tight. "And then what? You just fell for him." She shook her head gently. "No, not just like that. I think I fell out of us first. That hurt more than anything else. A blow I never saw coming. We haven't been happy," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "Not for a while. You're always away. The house feels empty. And even when you're home, it's like your mind is somewhere else. I don't feel like you see me anymore. I don't feel chosen. I've been doing all this for us," I shot back before I could stop myself. "Every late night, every trip." "I know," she said quickly, shrinking into herself. "But I stopped feeling like I was part of that, us. Like I was outside of it, watching you run." I stared down at the hardwood floor, and for the first time, it looked like it belonged to someone else. Everything around me felt unfamiliar. "Did you sleep with him?" She hesitated just long enough to give the answer away. "Yes." I closed my eyes, and the storm broke loose inside. Anger, sorrow, confusion. Everything twisted together in a knot of heat and noise. I couldn't even bring myself to look at her. "How long?" "About 6 weeks," she said, swallowing hard. "But it's over. I ended it before you got back. I couldn't keep lying." Her voice began to unravel, shaky, raw, on the verge of collapse. "I still love you," she said. "I didn't do this because I stopped loving you. I did it because I felt forgotten. That doesn't make it right, I know that. But I was drowning in silence, and you didn't notice. I wanted to scream, punch a wall, leave, do something other than sit frozen in that crushing stillness. But I didn't move, because deep down, shamefully, I knew she wasn't wrong. We'd both disappeared, just in different ways. I had been chasing progress, stability, a future that seemed always out of reach. Flights, deadlines, promotions. In the process, I'd abandoned the present. I had become absent in ways that didn't show on paper but carved cracks in the foundation. Still, That understanding didn't lessen the betrayal. It was a knife, and she was the one who held it. "So, what now?" I asked, voice drained, brittle. "Do you want to leave? Be with him?" No, her answer was fast, desperate. "I don't want him. I want us, if there's still in us to fight for. I don't know if we can fix this, but I had to tell you the truth first." We sat in heavy silence. Her words hung like smoke in the room. The lamps gave off a low hum. Somewhere outside, a dog barked in the distance. Inside, everything felt like the moment right after a car crash, when the dust is still settling and your hands are shaking, reaching for something steady. I didn't give her an answer that night. I didn't have one to give. But I stayed. Not because I had forgiven her. Not yet. Maybe never. But because I knew I wasn't blameless either. I had failed her in quieter, invisible ways. And maybe, just maybe, what we had wasn't beyond repair. Maybe even a fractured love could be worth the long, painful work of rebuilding.